Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the Sim500 TranService Truck Series live from Richmond Raceway. It is race number 2 of the round of 16 in the Sim500 TranService Truck Series playoffs. Joining me in the booth with me, as he does every Wednesday night, it's Mr. Mike Campiggio.
AJ, good evening. Good evening to everybody watching at home. Thank you for joining us here from Richmond Raceway for race number 2 of the playoffs. And we're going from a complete opposite from what we saw last week, AJ. The 2.66 mile super speedway to the short track in Commonwealth, Virginia.
Yep. Richmond Raceway goes up back to October of 1946. But yeah, just a little background on the track itself. In the turns, you're looking at 14 degrees of banking. On the front stretch, you're looking at 8 degrees, and on the back stretch, a simple 2 degrees of banking. There's a lot going into tonight's race, and first off, we're doing 150 laps for 112.5 miles. They're going to have 3 sets of tires in the pits. The fuel window is right around 100 laps. They are going to want tires well before we even get to those 100 laps. But look for some of our really good drivers like a Fuller, as I'm blanking on a couple other guys, a Tommy Ryan, a Jeff Ryan, some of those guys to try to stretch those tires as far as they shall go. Yeah, you are also very much going to want to manage those tires. Manage your tempers. It's a short track. As we've seen multiple times when we go to short tracks, Mike, tempers can get very spicy, which means it's going to be awesome for us in the broadcast booth. But you're going to want that track position late. Mike momentarily will go through the tail of the tape from Richmond Raceway's past. But yeah, our last caution usually comes around with 30-ish to go. So be on the lookout for that. See if the trend continues with that. But Mike Campiggio, take us through the tail of the tape from Richmond Raceway's past.
Are you going to make this a thing like Larry Mack now on Wednesdays? Make this a trend, AJ's Trends of the Week?
Well, it was easy because I was able to go back to our broadcast last year.
I just had to say that.
I know.
Anyway, let's do the tail of the tape, AJ, real quick. Let's go back to last year, 2023. We had a 140 lap race here at Richmond. 3 leaders for 4 lead changes, 4 cautions for 20 laps. The pole was won by Brian Macklin, and Brian actually went on to win that race, and he led 115 laps. 2022, we ran 140 laps again. 3 leaders for 6 lead changes, 7 cautions for 34 laps. The pole was won by Pedro Mojica, who led most laps that race with 118. Winner was Justin Fuller, who started in 12th and led 16 laps. 2021, we ran 150 laps, 6 leaders for 6 lead changes, 6 cautions for 29 laps. Pole was won by Daniel Falkingham, who led the most laps with 109. The winner was Brian Macklin, who started second and led 26 laps. 2020, they ran 150 laps here, 6 leaders for 8 lead changes. They had 4 yellows for 20 laps in that race. The pole was won by Brian Macklin, who led 13 laps. Winner was Trey Eitzen, started 13th and led 35 laps. Daniel Falkenham, though, was the one that led the most laps in that race at 66, but he finished 18th on the day. And an interesting trend, as AJ would put it, every driver that has led the most laps in the last 3 races here for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series has finished outside the top 10.
Except last year with Brian Macklin.
I mean, that's still a trend. I mean, 1 year doesn't kill a trend per se.
You're also 100% correct with that. But as we are watching qualifying, Tommy Ryan with a 21.67 top on the board. Donaldson, Macklin, Fuller, and Jorgensen, your top 5. Let's see who we're going to have beat them out on that, if any. Kevin Stone on the racetrack.
And Tyler Dalton going out there. And Tyler Dalton went P14 in his first lap.
I think that was a very genuine warm-up lap. Get some heat in those tires and really attack on that second lap. Stone will go 10th.
Let's see what Tyler Dalton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler Dalton from P15 to P1, 21.66. Karlovich will go P6. Seth Body in the 11. He's going to call it there. P18.
No, EJ at work just stopped in the middle of 3 and 4 in his first lap.
Well, he's going to throw that lap away, and he's going to attempt just a 1-lapper. Going to try to get that truck up to speed, get it going. But here's the 30 of Brian Macklin on the racetrack right now.
That's an interesting line. Way up high there, AJ.
Yeah, that was very up high. That was a super speedway kind of a turn to try to get everything wound up, ready to go. But he dives right into turn 1 to that yellow line. Let's see how this is going to work out. Currently P18. Definitely going to want to improve off of that one. Going to cross the finish line sideways.
Oh. And EJ O'Rourke wrecked on his second lap, too.
Yeah, Macklin is going to stay at that 22.11. Look at Joseph Burgess out of turn 4 to the line. He's good for 19th with just a minute left in qualifying. I doubt we will see more drivers on the racetrack. Mike, let's run through our picks tonight.
Well, AJ, I'm going to go with Scott Simley. Scott Simley came into this race 4th in points, 9 points behind the points leader, Wesley Donaldson. And Simley was running top 10 in speed-wise in practice, so I think Scott's going to have a good, solid run tonight and possibly maybe come out of here with the points lead. What about you?
Well, we're playing this game where you can only take the drivers in the playoffs, and once you take that driver, you can't throughout the rest of the playoffs, whether they make it to the round of 8 or not. But I'm going to take that 51 of Justin Fuller, qualified 5th, and currently sitting 5th in the points, just 15 points back of Wesley Donaldson. Both of us, pretty good picks. People in the Facebook, YouTube, Twitch chat, who y'all picking? We want to hear from you. Hi, Nate. What's up, boss? But guys, we are just about ready to go racing. But before we do that, let's see the title sponsor of the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. Here is TranService Trucking Logistics.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store. And many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
And we are back, everybody. It is time to run through the starting lineup from Richmond Raceway. Race number 2 of the round of 16 for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series playoffs. Let's start with our driver on the pole of the 19 Chevy Silverado with TranService on the hood. It's Tyler Dalton. Outside pole brings you to Tommy Ryan. Wesley Donaldson P3, Sean Macklin P4. In 5th, you have Justin Fuller. 6th, Jason Karlovich. 7th, Mark Jorgensen. 8th, Eric Arnold. 9th, Byron Daly. And in 10th, Scott Simley. Mike, take us the rest of the way.
All right, let's do this. In 11th place, we got Nelson Rivera. 12th place, Kevin Stone. 13th, Jeff Ryan. 14th, Chad Coleman. 15th, Richard Suavely. And 16th is Bobby Wetzel. And 17th is Stoney Benfield. And 18th is Brian Macklin. And 19th is Joseph Burgess. And rounding out your top 20 is Alan Wild in that number 15.
All right, you're going to see everybody float along by. Mike, I'm looking for a lot of fun tonight. A lot of aggressive passing. It's playoffs. Bump and runs are going to be a thing. Don't know when we're going to get them, but I would not be surprised if it's throughout the whole race tonight.
Now, looks like we're actually getting one pace lap, AJ. We got the pace lights out on that pace car.
Oh boy, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Following contest scheduled for 150 laps.
Never mind. I was wrong. I saw the pace lights out on my screen. So, I was wrong. I was just too excited for this race to start.
Look at this, Mike. As we're seeing everybody's manufacturers through that top 10, only one Ford, 2 Toyotas, and the rest is Chevy power.
So we thinking Chevy's going to be the dominant manufacturer tonight, AJ?
Could be. Very much could be. They definitely have the numbers. I do like how those Toyotas look. They look mean.
I mean, that's in any NASCAR series, to be honest. Chevy always has the numbers.
Nate says, I'm going to pick like my wife picks her March Madness. Jason Karlovich because his name is cool.
That's one way to do it. That's one way to do it.
Green flag in the air, and we are green at Richmond Raceway. Turn 1 for the first time. The 19 doing a really good job.
Oh, Jeff Ryan! He's wrecking. Jeff Ryan, no caution yet.
And there's a lot of front end damage.
We stay green.
Yeah, he is also very slow. Now, you mentioned before we went live tonight, that turn 2 is going to be an issue with a lot of drivers.
Yep. From what I've seen the last few races that I've done here at Richmond and any type of series, turn 2 is becoming more of a trouble spot than turn 4 even is. Nelson Rivera is slowing, AJ. He's slowing off of 4. We got people trying to avoid him going slow.
Brian Macklin and the 32 of Suavely trying to get by.
I don't know if he missed a gear or when he like shifted or something, or that thing was really slow.
Would shifting be a thing even in the trucks?
I mean, I'd never done it personally with the trucks here, but
no, we're on board with them right now.
Maybe he just missed a gear, missed like accidentally downshifted. You know what I mean? Like downshifted twice, or
okay. I've done that before, so I know exactly what you mean. Byron Daly trying to make the pass on George Jensen. That's for 7th. We're coming to lap number 5.
We are single filing out here through the top about 6 or 8. These boys are getting ready for the long haul, it looks like here.
Jeff Ryan with a lot of damage on the front of that truck. We're going to try to get a look into what happened there.
Jeff's going to need a caution, get on pit road and fix that damage.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Let's jump back and take a look at this. See the KISS number 3 on the inside. I think he just steps on the gas a little too hard, and there it goes. Ooh, big hit.
That was pretty good contact.
Tyler Dalton, though, right now, fastest lap on the board. We're hitting the drone cam, watching our top 3. Dalton, Ryan, and Macklin. That's Sean Macklin. Sean's going to pop the wall coming out of 2. Yeah, like you said, we are single file, but back to the 22 at Nelson Rivera. Bobby Wetzel to his outside.
Chad Coleman making a move in front of them onto Kevin Stone. That's for P11.
Chad Coleman in the 38 Jim Beam Ford F-150.
Back to running that normal paint scheme this week.
Yeah, last week it threw us for a loop. Honestly, I think he was in the wrong number 2 last week.
Yeah, I think he might have been.
But even in front of them, Scott Simley, Eric Arnold, as they're going to get it straightened out and ready to go. Move Simley up a position. If you're going to make a pass, you want to make it as fast as possible, because the more you get side by side, people are going to start pulling away. As there's Chad Coleman still trying to work over Kevin Stone in the 17 as they're going to fight all the way into turn 3, and I think Kevin just backs out of it. Using the gyro cam on Jason Karlovich as there goes Justin Fuller right along by. Not able to make the pass completely. Karlovich just burping it there. As to his inside, it looks like the 06 of Byron Daly. For the most part, we are completely single file from first all the way to Gerald Livingston. Currently 25th on the board. Almost 10.5 second separation between first and last.
And Brian Macklin trying to make his way from the back here. He's looking underneath Bobby Wetzel going in at turn 1. Those guys are side by side.
There he goes. He's still having fun with Wetzel. Wetzel trying to make that outside work. Had a couple lap battle with the 22 at Nelson Rivera, but now it's all him and Brian Macklin.
And you can start to see a little bit here as we get deeper into a run. That outside line is going to be a pretty good line to run with these guys. A lot of these guys run in the bottom. But if you can make that outside work, you can get some grip up there. I mean, you'll be able to defend some of these passes, you know?
Yeah, you see Stoney Benfield currently in that 13th position, up 4 spots from where he started. And already showing a lot of promise in that 75 as he's going to move up to that high side to defend. Woo!
Oh!
I don't think he saw Nelson Rivera there.
Nelson did a good job not hitting the inside wall right there.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw what happened to Jeff Ryan. He's trying to battle back. He's putting lap times that are just about 2/10 off the race leader. There's the 9 and the 22 battling once again. Mike, you mentioned that outside being a good spot to defend your position. Are we going to start seeing trucks throughout the run move up to that high side?
It really depends on how your truck's feeling at the time. But I would think, especially the longer that we go in green, let's say we get 40 or 50 laps in, then you're going to see these guys running all the way from the top of the wall all the way down to the yellow line on the bottom. It's just because Richmond, as I say, is the action track, but it's allowing these guys to run 2 or 3 lanes wide now versus what they used to do.
It has a couple extra names: America's Premier Short Track and Strawberry Hill, along with that action track tagline.
Oh, Wetzel on the wall.
Just thought I'd throw that little bit of knowledge in there for all our wonderful people watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow if you're on Facebook or Twitch. Everything
3 wide,
is helpful.
AJ.
3 wide into 3. I honestly don't know who I'd want to be in that moment.
Well, I think Brian Macklin is trying to. He's running a little bit out of patience now. It's like he knows he's got a fast truck. He didn't have a good qualifying effort, and he's just trying to get to the back, to the front before the tires really wear out on him.
Battle for the lead, side by side, Ryan and Dalton. See how easy this pass can be made, or are we gonna hold on to Tyler Dalton being race leader? And there goes Tommy Ryan. But back to Macklin, Wetzel, and Rivera. Very smart for the 22 to back out of that, because coming out of turn 4, it might not look like it, but your car or truck makes it very tight. Now they're still battling. You can see the 30 getting to Stony Benfield. Already up 4 positions for Macklin. Oh, Eric Arnold on the wall at a 4. Eric's trying to continue running well week in, week out. He's had a very good last couple weeks.
He's had a really good season overall too. From the time of the green flag at Daytona to the, to where we're at now. I mean, he's had a very solid season. I think what was it, Nashville Fairgrounds? He had a really good shot at winning that race there, AJ.
I think so.
I think it was Nashville,
Fairgrounds.
because he was in the top 2 or 3 all night in that race. Ooh, Brian, shut the door right there, and Bobby Wetzel.
Yeah, I think you were spot on when you said patience is starting to wane in on this run. I know for me, I wouldn't want to be behind a driver that you're faster than for more than 5 laps. We're 26 in now, so just
And
back to one of the points we had earlier, Mike. Temper. Keep that temper in check.
Ooh, Kevin Stone had a moment off of turn 2.
Yeah, we saw that.
And it's pretty easy to spin these road tires too, AJ. If you think about it, you just get on the gas too hard, or you just lift it just a little bit. You think, okay, I'm going to put a little bit more throttle into this. I think I got the truck underneath me, and then all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, I don't.
Yeah. Early on, we saw that with Jeff Ryan, but that could also have been cold tires along with stepping on the gas a little too hard. Tyler Dalton falling back to 3rd, and currently his lap times are starting to fall off, I think, faster than everybody else. Last time by, it was a 22.83. The couple people in front of him, a 22.78 and a 22.81.
Oh, yeah. Good old tire wear.
Gotta love it. Means you can't burn up your stuff. As then they come all off of turn 2. Your top 5 as they sit. Race leader, the number 99, Tommy Ryan. In second, the 18 Ford of Sean Macklin. Tyler Dalton, 3rd, 4th, Wesley Donaldson. And in 5th, Justin Fuller. Moving back into the middle of the pack. There goes the 30 right by Stony Benfield. Is Wetzel in the wall? Getting
Oh, and he's spinning. Oh, man. What a hit to that inside wall.
Saw that happen right on screen. Go back and take a look at this one. The 9 and the 22. 9 gets in the wall. And I think the 22 just misjudges it and ends up spinning the 9. You know, it doesn't look like there's a lot of damage on the 9 truck outside of him hitting the wall to the right and the left rear damage.
Now we got feeding time on pit road, and that record reminded me of the time Michael Waltrip hit that angle of that wall and when they had water barrels there. I think it was 2002.
Yeah, it's everybody coming down pit road. And you want to know something? Jeff Ryan did not lose a lap.
And he's going to use this yellow to fix all that damage, and hopefully it's not like 10 minutes are optional.
And while they're on pit road, we're going to step away. When we return, it'll be the restart. Right around lap 35.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we're back, lights off on the iRacing official Ford Mustang pace car. Tommy Ryan taking the outside, Sean Macklin to the inside. In third, you have Tyler Dalton. In fourth, Wesley Donaldson, Fuller, and then Daly. Rounding out the top 6 in the first 3 rows. Pace car is about to duck for cover. Nate Orlowski in the Facebook chat. Go over and say hi to him. Friend of the channel. Honestly, my friend anyway, Mike's friend. But we are great again.
Yeah, Nate's going to have a good time on Friday night running the Salem 6 Hours of the Glen. That's the next big iRacing event this week. Oh, we got trouble, AJ. Eric Arnold around. Nobody's going to... Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
Right when I thought nobody was going to hit him,
That
got
was
clobbered.
Big wreck and had multiple drivers in it.
And Joseph Burgess. Oh, and Jeff Ryan. Just when Jeff Ryan's day can't go from bad to worse. Oof.
Wow. You know what they say? Yeah, I think you mentioned cold tires and everybody being bunched back up together.
I mean, that 90 truck hit Eric Arnold a ton. And it looks like he got the majority of the damage, because it doesn't look like Eric has too much damage. I mean, he's got a little bit of damage.
We're on board with him now. It looks like he clips the 30, gets him loose. Ooh. Kevin Stone, Jeff Ryan also involved. Second caution of the evening here at Richmond Raceway.
Let's hope this doesn't turn into cautions breed cautions.
I don't think so. We had a long enough run of the first time where I feel like we can get back to that, but you know how it is. It's cold tires are a pain in the butt. But now that the track is getting cooler, Mike, as there is the wonderful weather app. For the people in the stands, it's 78 degrees. It is gorgeous out for everybody. Track temp's only 82, so you know what they say about a nice cool track, right?
What's they say, AJ?
Very fast trucks. And carrying
You're
that
right.
extra speed could be an issue for some drivers coming into these turns.
You have to dial back the brake bias.
See, this is why I have you up here, because I wouldn't even have thought of that.
Yeah. Dial back the brake bias a little bit in the front end, and, you know, back up your corners.
And everything basically stays the same with your top 10. Jeff Ryan just coming out of pit road. Joseph Burgess out of pit road. Eric Arnold still sitting there in his pit stall receiving help from the crew to fix that 31 truck. For the most part, everybody stayed out outside of those couple drivers. Gerald Livingston just dropping in now, and so is Jeff Ryan again.
Yes, we got the one to go. Pace lights are off on the pace car.
For the most part, they might be able to make it on fuel. If we have a couple more caution laps, they can make it on fuel, but I do not think those Goodyear Eagles will withstand just over 100 laps.
Maybe somebody will be greedy since it's playoff time and try it, AJ.
You know, I was just thinking that same thing.
Green flag, green flag.
As green flag's back in the air, and we are racing again. Diving into turn number 1. Still side by side throughout the field. Woo-hoo! Kevin Stone, a little squirrely coming off the turn. '91 of Wesley Donaldson.
Oh, trouble! George Jensen! Oh my goodness, what a save, AJ. Holy cow.
I don't think they're out of it yet. He's still having issues. He's 3 wide.
The yellow flag
Oh,
is
we got the
out.
yellow out. I don't know what it's for.
I don't know either. Eric Arnold?
Is it Eric Arnold?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes, it was. Second caution this evening via incident with Eric Arnold involved. Let's see what
That's a
happens
playoff.
here.
It's a playoff driver.
Oh! Bobby Wetzel gets loose, comes down and clips the 31. But let's take a look at Jorgensen's save.
I mean, I thought he was about to collect about 5 or 6 of those guys right here. Holy cow. That was an amazing save right here.
Going into turn 1, all is good, all is good. Looks like
Wow, actually, Scott's...
Karlovich.
That was well, yeah, I think it was Karlovich in front of him, but Simley's truck like straightened him out. Let's go back and look at that again. Because as soon as he made contact with Simley, that thing like straightened out.
I think Karlovich coming down, Jorgensen slammed on the brakes. And that's kind of what kicked it
See sideways, and look, like right there.
Yeah,
Like,
holy cow, good catch. That's a really good catch, dude.
that was the most crazy thing I've ever seen. I've never seen that.
He was wrecked.
He's more than wrecked.
He was. Should I be looking at the inside wall?
He's sitting there looking at the inside wall with all the spotlights on the inside wall, and he's like, this is not what I wanted.
Yeah, but you mentioned Eric Arnold, a playoff driver. Kevin Stone, a playoff driver. And along with Bobby Wetzel, all being involved in cautions tonight. As we're going to bring up those points again so all our wonderful people watching at home can see. Kevin Stone, Bobby Wetzel, even Eric Arnold are below that 8th place mark.
How about Tommy Ryan? Tommy Ryan's came into this race 16th in points, and he's had a very solid night tonight so far.
He
Try not
needs to have a very good night. I don't think he was there last week.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he was there either. Not trying to jinx him or anything. So,
Yeah,
but I'm
it's
just
like,
saying.
maybe we shouldn't have said that. Broadcaster's curse is a thing. Getting the 2 to go that time by. But running through your top 10, Tommy Ryan, Sean Macklin, Byron Daly, Wesley Donaldson in 4th and 5th. You have Tyler Dalton, 6th, Jeff Fuller, Justin Fuller, Jason Karlovich in 7th, 8th, Scott Simley, Brian Macklin in 9th, and rounding out that top 10, up 12 positions. It's EJ O'Rourke.
I swear they put LED lights in the pace cars headlights, because I mean that thing's shining up up the entire stands.
Well, lights are off on the iRacing pace car. Are a little bit of a look into next week. One of my favorite racetracks to broadcast with the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. We go to next week, Dover, Delaware, for 140 laps around the Monster Mile.
So just when you think you're going to escape the short tracks, or the shorter tracks, I should say, you're going to get another one next week. And if you have tempers tonight, could have carried over to next week.
You know, I, again, wasn't thinking about tempers carrying over, but we've seen it in real life. We've seen it in league racing. Hell, we've seen it in this league. Could be very interesting, especially if a playoff driver is well in and a playoff driver is trying to get in. His green flag is back in the air, and Tommy Ryan pulling away from the field.
EJ O'Rourke up there, all the way up there toward the wall. He's going to
get a really good run down the backstretch. See if he's going to try it again coming out of 4. there
he's got
goes.
all of them
All the way to the inside. Oh, Tyler Dalton gives him the room. Move EJ up another position. I really thought we were about to see that 41 head first into the outside wall.
If that was probably 5 laps to go in this race, I don't think Tyler's getting him that much space.
You know, I kind of figured. You'd be right on point with that. Nate. Bad Nate. Funny Nate, but bad Nate. We don't talk about that. But already getting single file. Karlovich battling with Chad Coleman.
And Karlovich is dropping back this run.
Yeah, he got stuck on that inside, but there goes Josh Parker right to the inside in the 81 Cheetos Chevy Silverado.
I could go for some Cheetos right about now.
Yeah, no, Nate was talking about some snacks.
Bring us some Cheetos, Nate.
Yeah, well, he's getting hungry out there in the stands.
I'm surprised his Mexican order hasn't come through DoorDash yet.
You know? I just thought of that. I was like, didn't you just order food? As you see, Brian Macklin up 10 spots, just getting by Tyler Dalton, which I don't know if that 19 is saving or there's something wrong, but he is losing positions badly right now.
To me, it looks like they set that truck up more for qualifying speed tonight, AJ. I just don't think he's got it under race pace tonight.
Well, he's either expecting this run to be the long run, or you are 100% right. But Tyler Dalton is usually within that top 5 and doesn't sink like this normally. But biggest mover of the race, currently sitting in 7th, the driver number 41 units, moving and portable storage. Toyota Tundra, almost said Toyota Silverado there. That would have been nuts. Brings me back to one of my old leagues I broadcasted, where it wasn't a Toyota, wasn't a Chevy, wasn't a Ford. It was the body of a Chevy, but it had Nissan, it says Titan on the back of it. I was like, how'd you do that?
You know, I saw something in the ARCA race at Sonoma last Friday. I forget who the guy was, the driver was. They were running a Ford decal, and they slapped the Toyota above it. But you can still see the Ford decal.
Really?
Under the Toyota, yeah.
That sounds like an underfunded team to me.
That sounds like ARCA in general.
Tommy
Sorry.
Ryan P1 on the board. Wesley Donaldson moves into that second position. Third with Sean Macklin, Byron Daly fourth, and Justin Fuller sitting in that fifth position where he started. We are single file through the field. You have to go all the way back to Nelson Rivera and Mark Jorgensen for any sort of a battle here, as Jorgensen's going to cut to the inside of Nelson Rivera.
And Jorgensen looks like he's still fighting the loose handling truck. Can't really put the power down to me there, AJ.
Car in the wall. Richard Suavely in the mellow yellow 32. Not the mellow yellow.
Is that a new paint scheme for him this week?
I think he sprayed it once or twice before. I know
really...
it's not his full ride paint scheme.
I like how it's not the green mellow yellow, it's the yellow mellow yellow. You know, he like reversed the can.
Yep. I like mellow yellow, so I've had a lot of that in recent years.
I will be honest, I have never had a can. What does it taste like, AJ?
Just it's citrus soda.
So like Sprite or Sierra Mist kind of thing, or
yeah, it's like a variation of it.
I might have to try one of those because I have never tried one. Everybody can roast me in the comments if they want.
Yeah, I think it's just Nate talking right now. Nate's having a good time, which I appreciate. Everybody here, we got 12 people watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow if you haven't yet. Come talk to us, whether it's on the Twitch side, Facebook, or YouTube side. Come chat with us. We're having a grand old time up in the broadcast booth, watching a very competitive race.
I see, what did I say? I said come roast me in the comments, and the first thing Nate does is says for All-Star, says for you guys to let me go immediately.
No, I wouldn't do that.
That's funny, Nate.
I enjoy having you up here too much. Look at Byron Daly. Byron Daly in the 06. We're going to jump on board with him. He is continuously getting to the back bumper of Sean Macklin. And he's just riding. That's all he's doing. There he goes.
No need to push yet.
Lets it roll. And I honestly think Byron Daly, we know how good of a driver he is. He's using Sean Macklin to, in a way, kind of hold him back so he doesn't burn up his stuff. Does that make sense?
Yep, that does.
And right in front of our race leaders, going to be great to see, is Jeff Ryan. He is just in front of the 99 of Tommy Ryan. Yeah, does he get a... Oh, what happened to Livingston?
Oh, did Eric Arnold, they make contact here? Let's see.
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Oh. Oh, he hit him with a twofer.
Now, do we stay green?
Yes, we did.
Wow, he was parked in the upper lane, and we're gonna stay green at Richmond Raceway on lap 66.
He hit him with the twofer. He said, "I'm like, wants to say get out of my way," and two, like, all right, I need you to really move. I know he didn't do it on purpose, but I just thought it was pretty funny.
I don't think so either.
I just thought it was pretty funny.
But desperation could already be kicking in for Eric Arnold or Bobby Wetzel. Already less than 100 laps, and they are sitting 22nd and 24th respectively. And out of everybody who needs points, they're back there and they need them bad. As Joseph Burgess just hits pit road.
Yeah, I think Burgess is still dealing with problems from that hard contact that he made early in the race.
Alright everybody, while we have a quick lull in the race, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. coming back so you guys don't miss a thing, an issue with the number 3 of Jeff Ryan. Mike, you saw it, so I'll let you call us through it.
Well, let's take a look at it here. Jeff Ryan up here, top line. Cutting down and stopping. Well, it looked like he stopped a little bit in the corner, and Justin finished him off. I think he was trying to stay. I think he was trying to stay off the outside wall, and also Byron Daly was coming up in front of him too.
Yeah, it definitely looked like the 3 was trying to stay off that outside wall, and honestly, Fuller just looks like he might have just shadowed a little higher there, clipping the 3 and spinning the 3 out. We are under caution for the 3rd time tonight, and once again, it's feeding time.
I think not Justin Fuller. I think Jeff Ryan is wanting to get out of Richmond as fast as he can.
I was just thinking that. Anything come over the radio about it?
Not too much.
Oh. Well, everybody's keeping their tempers in check. Jeff Ryan beats Wesley Donaldson off of pit road. Sean Macklin 3rd. Justin Fuller 4th. Daly 5th. Simley, Macklin, O'Rourke, Dalton, and Coleman through 10th. They're all going to catch up to the pace car, and we are going to properly step out and say hi to the people at the TranService Trucking Logistics.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we're back right before the green flag flies, and there it goes. Another restart from Richmond Raceway. Tommy Ryan, great launch, able to cut down and first.
Oh, Justin Fuller! Oh, he's gonna be wrecking! Oh. Oh my goodness, more playoff drivers involved, AJ.
That was a sketchy one. Here it is. Cold tires, I think, bites everybody again. Fuller with Daly to his outside. Oh, he just... Wow. It jerks. Lovely gets involved. Karlovic gets involved. George Jensen really gets it. We're going to jump on board real fast
Did Tyler Dalton miss that completely?
I think so. But watch this. We're on board with Fuller. Watch what happens to the car.
Oh, he had an over. Oh yeah, big overcorrection.
If Dalton didn't get through it, he was barely touched. Wow. You want to see it from Jorgensen now?
Yeah.
What's up?
Sorry, what they said over the voice chat was pretty funny.
Is there a PG version of that?
Brian Macklin said something pretty funny about last week, or actually Tyler Dalton just said something like, I can't believe I didn't hit Justin Fuller, and
There's Jorgensen. No big damage with him.
no, I think everybody was lucky enough not to get out of that incident with not too much damage, because that could have been a whole lot worse.
Absolutely. I'm surprised nobody T-boned.
What is
T-boned Fuller? Jorgensen came very close.
I mean, Suavely here just cut it left, cut it left, cut it left, cut it back right, and yeah, I'll give him. Oh, so close. I would have given him an 8.5. Those two guys would have not have hit him. He would have gotten a 10.0 for a save.
Fifth caution of the evening. We are currently working a lap 81. How's everybody's night doing?
Oh, AJ, while we have a yellow, should we run down our sponsors?
I was just thinking that same thing. I was doing the good old stretch for it and everything. All right, next on the list, I think should be where we're gonna start. The Wrestling with Nerds podcast every Sunday evening. They talk about wrestling, whether it's WWE, TNA, AEW. They cover all of it. Check them on the Nerds page, link down below. The Off and Turn 1 podcast right here on All Star 15 TV. Joe Hutchings, Gary Wells talk about the week that was in motorsports. The Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, new episodes every Thursday night. Check them out. They're currently in a top 15, top 10 series with movies, whether it's Disney, DreamWorks, Universal Animation, stuff like that. So they're having fun over there. And Falcon Grafix. Use code AllStar15TV to save $5 on your first vehicle wrap when you talk to Mick Olofsson on his Facebook page. A little more background on both the Nerds and the Wrestling with Nerds. The links are down below. The Wrestling with Nerds are currently doing reviews of that week in wrestling, and they're also going back in time to 1997. I have taken WWF, TJ has taken WCW, and we are watching each month as an episode, going over who wins that month of content. Spoiler, I'm pretty sure I've won the first 2 months. It's green flag back in the air, and we are off. Sean Macklin throws it in there. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, Macklin around, and oh, Tyler Dalton around in front of them.
Suavely takes the wall.
Again.
Well, the 18 threw his Ford F-150 in there.
He threw it in there and he sent it, but it didn't deliver.
Little contact between him and Tommy Ryan, and yeah, just the 06 of Byron Daly finishes him off.
Oh, Suavely's got to be like, you got to be kidding me, 2 in a row?
Ooh. Richard Beasley.
Yeah, him and Tyler Dalton, those two got together, then that's how those two spun out ahead of this main yellow.
Oh, I see. Wreck avoidance.
Oh, Stoney didn't let go. He did not let go of that right rear.
Makes me wonder if the hand was out the window, like at Charlotte a couple weeks ago. The thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, with Cole Custer and Austin Hill.
6 cautions so far tonight.
Speaking of the podcast that you and I had a privilege to be on this past weekend,
That was such a fun episode.
that was. I assume the boys at the Off Turn 1 podcast will be talking about all the events that happened in Formula 1 at Canada, IndyCar and Road America, and the NASCAR weekend at... Oh my goodness, what was the NASCAR weekend again? I forgot. It's Sonoma, there we go. We have the Xfinity Series and SVG doing... Fantastic. That was great TV.
But speaking about TV, Mike, it's been rumored, it's been very strong rumored, probably just needs to wait to be signed. If IndyCar signs with Fox, ouch. Just my opinion. Some people might like that Fox broadcast, but I'm not a fan of it.
It is going to be tricky. And then this weekend, got the boys, I assume we'll be talking about Iowa, the Cup Series making their first ever trip to Iowa Speedway, the Xfinity Series returning for the first time in a couple years on a track that is half repaved and half not repaved, AJ.
Yeah, have you seen it? It looks like Swiss cheese.
Ryan Blaney posted out a picture that was about a donkey that was halfway drawn that was pretty darn good. So follow Ryan Blaney, and that's exactly what he thought about Iowa Speedway.
Sounds like following Ryan Blaney might be kind of hilarious.
Yes. But also, NBC's back this week for NASCAR.
Yeah, the good broadcast team is back.
Except no Dale Jr. Dale Jr. won't be coming back till next year with Amazon and TNT. So we got to wait a year for him, which is kind of a bummer.
How many races are they getting?
TNT and Amazon are getting a total of 5 and 5 each.
So out of the 38 race schedule, they're going to get 10.
Yes, but Amazon's also covering all the Cup Series practice and qualifyings outside of a few next year. So Junior will be doing a lot of practice and qualifying shows, I would assume, too.
That's weird, to have practice and qualifying on a completely different channel than the races on.
Well, I think Fox only has like All-Star qualifying and Daytona 500 call.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Everything else is on Amazon.
Do we know what they're doing for the Clash next year? Are they going back to LA?
Nope. Nobody knows. It's rumored not to be going there. That's all I know.
Dude, I'd rather them run the road course at Daytona before they go back there.
I'd rather have them run the Super Speedway and make it 20 laps and only have like 10, 15 cars like it used to be.
Really? Was it only 20 laps? I thought it was more than that.
It was 20 laps up until like 2001, something like that.
No kidding.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. You saw the 30 try to launch before that. Had to check up and...
Very wide.
Yep. 81 to the outside, trying to make that lane work. See, if we can get a lap or two, we should be green for a while. Now the battle is for second. Byron Daly in the 06 to 30 of Brian Macklin. But that number 81 of Josh Parker up 20 spots. And then right behind him, the 41 of EJ O'Rourke plus 17. Tommy Ryan with the fastest lap on the board of 21.86. Almost a tenth faster than the next driver. Only 3 drivers putting a fast lap time in the 21-second bracket.
And Tyler Dalton had a moment off of turn 4 that he about lost it. Oh, we got trouble. Richard Beasley sideways, and the yellow is out.
Really, just sideways?
He was sitting sideways in the middle of the track.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Cuts under Bobby Wetzel. Oh, he's loose before ever getting to the turn. Great driving by everybody involved. That 10 is the only truck in the wreck. So good job by everybody else. But under our 7th caution of the evening on lap number 94. Coming to 95. We're going to step away once again. but we'll keep it with the side by side.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we're back, just about a half a lap away from going green. Gonna put lap 99 on the board. Mike, how's the race been so far for you?
Well, AJ's been thoroughly entertaining. I mean, we've seen a lot of action so far, and we're in for a lot more as we get the green flag with 52 laps to go.
You can see the 51 of Fuller already peaking, wanting by trucks. Only 3 drivers out of the race so far: Mark George Jensen, Gerald Livingston, and Joseph Burgess. That means 23 of these trucks are on the lead lap and vying for the best spot.
How many sets of tires do these guys have left there, AJ?
1, if that.
We'll see if anybody decides to save that last set of tires here as we get under 50 laps to go. Because then if they do,
Josh
I was going to say,
open the door.
I was going to say, as if they do have the one set of tires, when are you going to use it?
Well, late in the race, track position's going to be key. So if you haven't used it yet, I'll give you to about 110, 115. If there's a caution right around there, use it. Because if another one comes out, I don't think anybody's coming down pit road unless you are far in the back and can gamble it. This track position is very much key here, as Josh Parker is trying to get that way outside lane to work. Like he's been taking lessons from EJ.
He's making it work so far.
Hey, good. Right to the back bumper of Byron Daly. Gonna use that middle lane now. Oh! There was a lot of turning right there. This is pretty cool being on board.
See, Fuller and Simley are picks there, AJ, side by side together.
Yes, yes, they are. Oh, Simley!
Oh, he got the wall.
Yeah, coming off the wall, I thought he was going to spin the 51.
I was going to say, that'd be a bad corner for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Good thing we don't have any money on this. There's no friendly wager going on.
See Kevin Stone side by side back in the back with Seth Foudy. And you got Bobby Wetzel side by side back there too with the 15 Alan Wild. Been a quiet night for Seth Foudy in that 11.
Yeah, he's plus 6 spots, sitting 15th, so he's got positive movement. Just under the radar, having a decent night. But speaking about good nights, Stoney Benfield up to 9th, as I say that, 10th.
Yeah, Stoney's had a very solid night. I mean, he had a little bit of damage with Richard Beasley on one of those last yellows that we had, but other than that, he's been pretty quick tonight.
Currently now battling with Leslie Donaldson. They're trading the position back and forth as they cross the start-finish line. Stoney's going to get it there.
That's somebody who's had a quiet night too, AJ. Wesley Donaldson's been pretty quiet tonight.
Yeah, but he was up towards the front earlier and
yeah,
lost a couple positions and has not been able. Same thing with Sean Macklin. He spun about 30 laps ago and has not been able to get back up towards the front.
Well, maybe with Wesley, maybe since the track cooled down, they didn't keep up with the adjustments in that truck, and they're not as quick as they once were when it was a little bit warmer outside or a little bit warmer track temp.
Sean Macklin's looking for the inside of the 91 out of turn 4.
We got a battle for third. Brian Macklin looking underneath Josh Parker off of 2. Parker got a good enough run to hold him off there.
Parker's. He's the only one up that high in the turns. And it's working for him. He is trying to make the pass of Byron Daly. Big pass for second.
Trying to cross over.
The 81's just going to have a really good run.
I don't know. To me, it looked like Byron backed off and said, all right, go ahead. Take it. Oh, and he's going to get turned.
But the yellow flag is out.
Oh, no, AJ.
Did he get tagged? Or did he spin on his own?
No, he got turned around off the front bumper of Brian Macklin. Right there.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Brian did that on purpose. Because I think he was just trying to get to the wall on the outside of the 06.
And that's exactly what he said over the radio.
Oh, really?
He was trying to get to the outside since he had a good enough run on him, and he probably should have lifted instead of staying in the gas.
That will bring out our 9th caution? 8th caution.
Well, here we come, AJ. Final sets of tires. 4 tires.
And here comes the cavalry.
Hey, you nailed it right on the head. 110, 115, so you're in that window. Ooh, we got Seth Foudy staying out.
Bobby Wetzel, Richard Beasley, and Eric Arnold.
Ooh, and Byron Daly stayed out, too.
After that spin, I don't know if I'd want to stay out.
I don't know. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it's going to pay off.
Especially if you flat spot a couple tires.
Well, like we said, like I mentioned earlier, I said somebody's going to gamble late in this race, and see if they could go a long set of tires, longer set of tires. So now we're going to have the guys up front that did not pit, and Byron Daly, who's just spun out on those sets of tires. There's everybody else on four freshies.
Well, if we get caution after caution after caution, I don't think it matters then. You can have the freshest set of tires, but if we're not going to go green to use them, the issue is Byron Daly, last pit on 73, Seth 40, 81, Bobby Wetzel 85, and then Richard Beasley and Eric Arnold 95. So there is quite a gap, especially with Byron Daly, from him to Brian Macklin, about 40 laps on tires.
And you're probably going to see the guys that have four fresh tires on there, or we're going to see probably more three-wide racing than we've seen all night, in this, especially the first couple laps after a restart.
I'm excited for it.
We're going to be looking like Talladega at 110 miles per hour.
Yo! Can you imagine going 4 wide here at Richmond because of that?
No, it's been done before. I think, if I remember right, I think it was Brad Keselowski in 2014 in that race, in the spring race. They went 4 wide almost at one point.
Dude, I remember here with, Kyle Busch and Dale Jr. Their little, get together and everything.
2008. That's right.
Is that really how long ago it was?
Yes, it was.
Oh, my back cracked. You said I'm old, and I was like, I feel old now. But green flag back in the air.
Oh, Seth spun his tires.
The whole outside not getting a run. That 30 first car on fresh tires.
Here we go. Like I said, 3 wide, 3 wide. Here we go. 110 miles per hour, AJ.
Oh, there goes Tommy Ryan.
Oh, here we go, AJ. We got more trouble.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, Simley's in it. Parker's in it.
So let's back this up big time.
Oh, more playoff drivers
Because
having
Tommy
trouble.
Ryan was going backwards. Now let's take a look at this. Just gonna get loose and then tagged by the 41. And then up here, the 06, the 30, the 81.
Playoffs tonight are having a rough run.
Yeah, if your name's got a yellow tint to it, I don't think you're having a good night.
Oh, yeah, Parker bumped bumped Macklin into Byron Daly. Oh, Simley nowhere to go. But you could see Parker hit Brian just a little bit too hard.
And nowhere for Scott Simley to go. Unless he would have sped down pit road to miss it all.
Yeah, but I mean that's a hard left-hander to get onto when you're, going that fast. I mean, even if he tried, say he tried doing that, who would have told us that maybe he would have head on in the barrels?
Also true. Scott Simley was having a very, very good night, running in that top 15, closer to the top 10 most of the time, but unfortunately getting caught in that.
And what did I say? I said we were going to see 3 wide by 3 wide by 3 wide, and it would look like Talladega. And then exactly that's what I thought was going to happen.
That's exactly what we had.
Yep.
So are the trucks off this week?
They are, AJ. They are off. Their next race is the Clint Boyer return show at Nashville
So
in
they
a couple
got
weeks.
another 2 weeks off. Wow.
Yeah, because they're coming up to your part of the country, New Hampshire, next week, right?
Yes.
NASCAR is.
And then
You
next,
going?
and I wish I could. But it sounds like it sounds like they're moving New Hampshire back to July. I think it was only for the
Olympics.
yeah, the Olympics, which I like it better in June. Because if there was an opportunity for me to go, it would be in June. I just have a lot of stuff going on where, unfortunately, I can't make the trip up to Loudon.
You probably get less rain in June versus July.
That too, a little less humidity. But I've gone up for the whole weekend. Saturdays were still the best for me.
I missed the September race up there, not gonna lie.
But Las Vegas is pretty fun.
Green, green, green.
Green
Here
flag.
we go. Green flag in the air, and Wetzel is gone.
And here we go. We're gonna see 3 wide again. Oh, 4 wide, 4 wide, 4 wide.
There it
Trouble.
goes.
Oh
Yellow
no.
flag is out.
Oh, they're still wrecking.
4 wide don't work here, AJ.
Yeah, you were screaming 4 wide, and I was saying how.
10 yellows tonight.
What it's looking at. Eric Arnold, Chad Coleman, and Sean Macklin. Josh Parker involved. Stoney Benfield, no. And Tyler Dalton.
It's a lot of front bumpers and debris that they're gonna have to pick up.
Yeah, I saw that too. They all went flying. See what happened with Tyler Dalton, 'cause I don't remember him getting. Oh, okay. Him and the 81 get together. Ten cautions tonight. We just have over 25 laps to go. You're watching All-Star 15 TV's broadcast of the Sim500 TranService Truck Series live from Richmond Raceway. Thank you to our sponsors. Check them out in the description of the video. Mike, boy, a lot of carnage here tonight on a short track.
Yeah, we're gonna need a list of playoff drivers who have not involved in an incident tonight, and you could probably say that for the entire field. We're gonna need an incident list on people that have not been involved in accidents tonight.
Karlovich?
I think so. I think he's one.
Rivera, maybe?
Yeah, I think he's 2.
Everybody
Maybe.
else has hit somebody or been wrecked.
Yep.
Hit that like button, subscribe, follow if you're on Facebook or Twitch. I'm AJ Capola, Mike Campiggio up in the broadcast booth high atop Richmond Raceway. Don't go anywhere when we hit that checkered flag. We're going to talk to our podium finishers. Mike, it has been a crazy race so far. Not what I was expecting, but when you had drivers come get fresh Goodyear Eagles and about 6 or 7 of them staying out. Currently only have 2 of them left, Bobby Wetzel and Seth Faudy, within that top row, the first 2 drivers in that top row. To the inside, you have E.J. O'Rourke and the 30 of Brian Macklin. So it's time to go racing once again. Pace car, down pit road.
See how far we go this time.
Green, green, green.
Green flag back in the air, and away we go. Try this again. I thought they were about to put Brian Macklin 3 wide. Macklin's going to take that inside. Seth Faudy's going to still try to hook the outside.
EJ O'Rourke to the lead.
E.J. O'Rourke to the point. Macklin to the inside of the number 9. A little bit further on back in the track. Richard Beasley was just 3 wide with Jeff Ryan and the 06 of Byron Daly. He gets a really good run down the back straightaway.
Oh, Chad Coleman going 3 wide middle. Justin Fuller looking in the inside of him.
Big run for the 38. Has nowhere to put it.
Oh, Tommy Ryan sideways, keeps it off the inside wall.
Byron Daly sideways as well. Maybe I think the 06 might have tail smacked the wall out of 4.
Yeah, those guys on no fresh tires, they are falling quick, AJ.
Yeah, Bobby Wetzel back in 5th, Seth Fawdy in 7th. Both stuck on the outside, the 11 in the wall out of 4. Tyler Dalton looking to the inside now, the 11. Oh, there he goes again. The 17 followed the 11 in the wall. It didn't lose a spot with the 17. He's going to pass the 11, and here comes the 06. 3 wide as they enter turn 1.
Oh, this is going to be tight.
Seth Fawdy gets out of it. That's probably a really smart move there.
And Jeff Ryan, Tommy Ryan back there. They're all the back bumper of Seth. And how is Jeff Ryan sitting P13 right now in the lead lap after the night he's had?
I have no clue. He has come down pit road more times than I think a lot of people. And he's just been able to just pace his way and be patient and make his way back up within that top 15. So a lot of kudos to him.
That give his pick crew a lot of help tonight too. Those guys they've been hard at work trying to fix that 3 machine up.
Wetzel, another driver that's moving backwards that did not pit last time by. There goes Alan Wild to try to make the pass. That is for that 10th position. But up front, EJ with a half a second lead over Brian Macklin. Justin Fuller sitting 3rd. 4th, Jason Karlovich and Chad Coleman rounding out that top 5. Our top 6 drivers are all plus position drivers.
Now your top 10 is full of playoff drivers now too.
Yes, it is. Oh, well, as you say that, Alan Wild moves into that 10th position.
Yep. And I'm looking back, these guys where Alan's fighting. I mean, these guys are like,
Alan's
yeah, they're
fighting.
all over each other.
Wetzel has them stacked behind him.
This is a recipe for a wreck. And it just about happened.
Yeah, saw that on the screen. That was almost bad for everybody involved. And
oh, we're making more contact.
Sean Macklin just put the 11 in the wall.
And if you're on the top 3 right now, you're like, please stay green, please stay green.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what I would be saying. What's going on, Bully Dog Coffee? How are you tonight? We just have just over 10 laps to go in the race. O'Rourke, Macklin, Fuller, Karlovich, and Coleman, your top 5. EJ O'Rourke pulling away by just about a 10th a lap.
Well, now the 3 wide back there. Wetzel, Macklin, and Simley all 3 wide off of 4.
I can hear you gasping for that air.
I have not seen 3 wide work that well tonight, so that's why I'm like, oh, hang on.
You also picked the 12.
I did. I feel like I jinxed them now.
Byron Daly, Tyler Dalton battle for 7th. Coming out of turn 2, I thought the 06 was going to pancake the wall.
Tell you one thing, you'll see these trucks leave this racetrack tonight and you'll know they're at a short track.
Yeah, if you thought those trucks were beat up after Bristol, well, a couple of them are going to make it to the Dale Jr. graveyard after this.
And some of them may want to run next week at Dover when we go to another semi-short track.
Back to that cluster we were talking about earlier. Jeff Ryan, the 99 of Tommy Ryan, 31 of Eric Arnold, the 10 of Richard Beasley, and the 32 of Richard Suavely, all under a blanket.
Oh, Jeff Ryan again. Oh, Tommy's in it.
We gonna stay
Oh,
green?
Bobby's in the wall.
Are we about to
Man,
stay green?
We're staying green.
Oh, oh boy. There it is from Scott Simley's point of view. Nerve-wracking.
They're working. These guys can see what the heck just happened. They're like, oh, no.
P2 battle. Fuller in the 51. Macklin in the 30. That outside. I would assume that the outside this late in the run is the way to go. But Fuller is just able to hook the bottom so well through the corners. You're going to have to move him up the racetrack if you're going to want to pass him. As there it goes. Fuller all the way up the racetrack.
I don't think any of these guys are going to have much for EJ. I think EJ's pulling away.
Well, now that they're side by side for second with 4 to go, EJ is gone. As I say that, Fuller has it under a second. Well, had it under a second. Last time by, EJ O'Rourke with a 22.79 to
He's
Fuller's
closing.
22.58.
He's cutting it under a second now.
I don't think that's enough time though.
We'll see. If he keeps running how he's running, he may have a shot in the last lap. He'll have to dive bomb it in there if he wants to.
Dual popsicle sticks up in the air.
If he can cut this to half second coming in the white, he might have a chance to dive bomb in 3 and 4 in that last lap.
That last lap, 2/10 faster than EJ.
Well, there he goes. It's under a half second. Coming to the white flag.
The 2-unit trucks hits the white flag, and that's brought to you by the Wrestling with Nerds podcast.
And we're going to see it. He needs to get a good 1 and 2 here and get a really good run off. Oh, he's going to have a chance, AJ.
There he goes. He's
going to throw it in there.
And not going to be able to make it. EJ O'Rourke wins race 2 of the round of 16 from Richmond Raceway.
I called that right to perfection right there. I knew. It's like if he catches him, he's going to throw it in there.
He definitely threw it in there and just barely missed. What a win for the 41. That wasn't just a great block. That was a great timed block.
Oh, if you don't mind, I want to talk with the EJ
Okay.
about that.
So I'll get 3 and you can get 2 and 1. Got it. Cool.
I was going to say, you can take 2 and 3. I'll take 1.
I know. I was just messing with you.
Let's take a look at this again, because that was...
Trying to get a good view of it.
That almost looked like Carl Edwards and Kyle Busch in 2016. I mean, Fuller sent it. Sent it.
Wow. What a last 15 laps for Fuller. If Fuller didn't have a 3-lap battle with Brian Macklin, who knows how this race goes. What an absolute finish. see, do we have any wonderful people in the waiting room? There's one of them. So we'll save him for last.
There you go, AJ. 2 and 3 are there for you.
There we go. Let's talk to our P3 finisher here this evening. The driver of the number 30 Navy Toyota Tundra. It's Brian Macklin. Brian, what a race. Dude, you come home third plus 15 positions. How was it for you?
It was a lot of fun. I was a wrecking ball for a portion of the race. I got to apologize to Eric Arnold and Byron Daly for the wrecks I caused with them. I just was driving a little bit over my head at those points. It was a lot of fun, though. I wish I didn't mess up in qualifying. Track position means so much at this track, and I think if I had the clean air at the beginning of the race, I feel like I'm pretty good at this track and probably could have led a majority like Tommy did. But, you know, after wrecking last week at Talladega, P3, second race of the playoffs, we'll take it. It should be a good points night, give us a little bit of a buffer going into Dover, which has not been one of my best tracks.
Yeah, you mentioned Dover and all the issues you had early on in the race tonight, but you know, a P3 coming out of a round or race 2 of the round of 16. What does that mean going now into Dover next week?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the points to be updated, really, so I can kind of see what the situation is. I should be 8 or 9 points ahead of the cut line. I mean, it's really just about trying to manage that. It's next week at Dover and at Chicago in a couple of weeks. You don't have to take any big risks. Just be smart. Don't speed on pit road. Don't get caught up in anybody else's mess. I mean, that's really what it's all about. That's the method that won me the championship last year, and we're going to roll with it again this year, and hopefully it works again.
All right, brother. Well, before we let you go and celebrate the podium finish, sponsors you want to plug?
Absolutely. Of course, got to always thank the Navy and all the other servicemen and women that help keep us free and allow us to do things we love to do every week. Got to thank the American Lung Association as always, a big part of my life. Got to give a shout out to EJ too. I mean, it's been a long time coming for him to get a win at a non-super speedway track. He wanted it really bad, and very happy for him that he was able to get it. And a 1, 2, 3, 4 for Aftermath. That's really cool too. So it's a good start to this part of the round of the playoffs, and we're gonna go do some more next week.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations on the podium finish here tonight. We'll see you at Dover Speedway next week.
Yep, home track, but not one of my better ones.
I know the feeling. I'm in New Hampshire home track, and I'm horrible there.
Well, have a good one, man. See you next week.
See you later, pal. That's Brian Macklin finishing third. We're going to talk to Justin Fuller. Justin Fuller's driving number 51 units Toyota Tundra. Very hard charging Justin Fuller. He had another lap. We might have a different story, but dude, what a great finish for that number 51.
Yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking, but it's all good. It's a good points day. It'll help build the buffer over the cut line going into the next round. So that's really all we got to focus on. Really happy for our team to get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and EJ to get a win. So that's cool to have happen. But I just made too many mistakes tonight, and honestly, if I didn't make those mistakes, probably would definitely be in victory lane. But that's all right.
Yeah, I almost guarantee you'd probably be talking to us last, being the winner. But wow, what a hard charging truck at the end. How good was that 51?
Really good. I couldn't hot lap, so I didn't qualify all that. I mean, I think I still qualified 5th or 6th, but I just couldn't hot lap. But long runs were great, and if we could ever get long runs, I was really good. Just lap car etiquette is really bad right now, and we got something we got to work on, and that was really unacceptable. That ruined the long run there. So, and then on the ensuing restart, I just got so tight on the Byron, I grabbed a bunch of wheel, trying to stay off him. I spun out. I don't have any idea how I didn't get any damage out of that. I think Mark and I kissed down the backstretch. So, very lucky there. So all in all, with my mistakes, when I came down pit road that last time, for some reason I had my tires unchecked, and I wanted tires, so I rechecked them, and I lost about 10 spots on track. So that was super unfortunate, but it's still good to rebound and get a second place and talk to you guys and hopefully carry this momentum into next week.
Dude, you made it a hell of a fun way to finish this race by watching it, and obviously commentating on it. Always keeping it interesting on the racetrack, whether you are first or almost getting to first. It's always fun to talk with you and watch that 51 fly around the racetrack. So, dude, before we let you go, any sponsors you want to plug?
Yeah, thanks to TranService for sponsoring the series. Longtime sponsor Sim500. Thanks to Sim500. Really, that's what they do. Thanks to you guys for on the broadcast. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks for playing the race. It was not a super clean race. It could have been a lot better for sure. We had a lot higher expectations for this track for sure. We've had a lot of green flag racing here before, so kind of disappointed in that. Thanks to Transon for always keeping me looking good on the racetrack out here. All of our teammates here at Aftermath Motorsports, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sean had a rough night, but he ran up front all night too. So we got a lot of speed in these Aftermath Motorsports pickups, and just looking forward to the next one, Dover. It's another good track for me. So really looking forward to this round between Dover and Chicagoland. I feel good about my chances of transfers. So we'll see what it brings next week, and hopefully we'll talk to you again.
All right. Thanks for talking with us, pal, and we will see you next Wednesday at Dover.
Yep, have a good one.
That's Justin Fuller, driver number 51 units, Toyota Tundra. Let's talk to... Actually, it's all you. Here is... Where'd he go?
I got him.
Okay.
Let's get to the race winner, EJ O'Rourke. EJ, it's Mike and AJ. You got us.
Mike, AJ, how we doing?
Good, man. Talk about your race. There was a very chaotic race from us in the broadcast booth watching you guys tonight. A lot of craziness, especially in the second half of that race. You started 22nd. You led 24 laps. You got the win. And also talk to me about the dive bomb move that Justin was trying on you in the last lap there.
Yeah, Fuller was coming, man. I didn't think he'd really get to me or have a chance. And on the light flag, I'm like, all right, just don't step on it. Don't get loose. I didn't want to give him the inside because if I ran the top, I was afraid he was going to chuck it in there, maybe slide me up a little bit or try to slide job me, and I'd probably get loose crossing him over. So he would have to move me if I ran the bottom, and I didn't think he really would do it really aggressively. And if he was another car length or two closer, it would have definitely probably could have been a different outcome. But he ran me clean like he always does, and it's crazy. It's been a long time.
Yeah, Brian was just talking to us here a few minutes ago, and he just wanted to send his congratulations, talking about you wanting to really win on a non-super speedway race here in the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. So talk about that. I know you wanted it a lot, not on the super speedway this time. So just talk to me about that.
Yeah, we've been knocking on the door many times. I mean, I've had a few second place finishes. I mean, these guys, the Fullers, the Macklins, Byron Daly, Karlovich, Chad Coleman, Parker. All these guys are really hard to beat. And Wesley, Nelson, Tommy Ryan. You could easily run 10th, 12th, 15th in this thing. And, we crashed in qualifying, started in the back. I was pretty frustrated, but just kind of was like, all right, if I can finish somewhere between, 6th and 8th, 9th, it'll be a solid day.
Well, as we close the chapter on Richmond and we focus next week on Dover, give me your thoughts as we're going to the third race of the playoffs there at Dover.
Well, I promise you, I won't have any thought about Dover tonight. I'm going to focus on this one. This is very cool. I'm very happy about this. It's been so close, and my teammates are knocking me being the only team car not win a race this year, and it is what it is. And came close a couple times, and just finally happy to. Richmond's a good track. I've lost a handful here, and I've been real fast here, so happy to get it done.
Well, man, before we let you get out of here to celebrate this not podium win, but win, I should say, give me who you'd like to thank sponsor-wise, shout-outs.
It is good to everyone here at Unit Storage, Wade Malik, everybody who brings this racetrack to the racetrack, and they're a big supporter of me and the NASCAR Camping or Craftsman Truck Series team I work for, Hill Motorsports. So it's cool to have them on board and Toyota, and just thankful for the league and my teammates, and you guys for broadcasting. It's the one I'll go back and look at. My last big win in this league was a year ago yesterday on my birthday, so it's cool to win a day after my birthday, I guess now. So it's pretty cool.
Well, man, late happy birthday to you. Since it's the day after, you said day after your birthday, right?
Yeah, my birthday was yesterday, so this is pretty cool.
There you go. How a happy late birthday from myself and AJ here in the booth. But we will let you get out there, enjoy that wind, and we'll catch you next week in Dover. All right?
Thanks, Mike, AJ. Thank you guys for everything you guys do, and hopefully we can put this unit's Toyota victory rally next week at Dover.
For sure, man.
All right, that was EJ O'Rourke with the win here tonight. Mike,
How about that, AJ?
Mike, what a race! I know there was quite a few cautions, but if we don't have those cautions, we don't lead into that finish we had tonight, and it was phenomenal. Preview Dover for us next week.
Well, AJ, Dover's going to be pretty entertaining. I think we saw a wild race back there earlier this year that you and I covered, which I'm expecting more wild and chaotic craziness to go on since we're in the playoffs now and points are on the line. Transfer line is on. It's just going to be chaos next week. But also, it's going to be a very good show for the folks at home. It's going to be a way different set of racing versus what we saw tonight and last week at Talladega. So I think for the first 3 races overall, I mean, even the first 4 races in the playoffs, 4 different sides of tracks, 4 different unique challenges for all these drivers. Let's go have some fun in Dover.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great racing from the Sim500 TranService Truck Series at Dover Motor Speedway. I'm excited to return to Dover Downs for a playoff race. Means a lot more than a regular season race, so everything's going to be turned up to 11. Mike, thank you for joining me once again up in the broadcast booth. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe, follow us if possible. We're just getting started here on the channel. We have the whole playoffs for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series, the EFRL on Monday nights. They're also in the playoffs. If you just want to come and watch racing, you are in the right place. But for Mike and myself, we will say good night, stay safe, and we'll see you next Wednesday for Sim500 TranService Truck Series Racing at Dover Motor